Roujin Z takes place in the probable near future, where there is an impending aging population crisis in Japan, and there's no real way to take care of the amount of old people that are basically about to flood the market. So they use experimental technology, a 5th generation AI running off of a biochip, to create a bed that you can basically it's like an oubliette. They shove the old person in it, and it just takes care of literally everything they could possibly need to do. It cleans up waste, it bathes them, it feeds them, it provides them with entertainment, including and specifically mentioned porn. So the basic idea is they want to build a bunch of these and just shove a bunch of old people in it. It's also being used as a sort of military test run because they want to use the AI technology for military purposes, which becomes evident later on in the movie. However, the main character is a nurse that's set to take care of this old man when the old man gets basically abducted to become the trial run for the first iteration prototype version of this old people oubliette bed. Well, the military technology ends up going absolutely bonkers, and also apparently it just sucks to be confined into a bed that just takes care of everything for you while you're unable to move around. Go figure. And so it goes berserk in town and just starts absorbing other machines, and at one point it becomes implanted with the personality of the old man's ex-wife, and so it's up to the main character and a few other characters, but primarily the main character being the focus point here, to just disable this military old people bed. Now, the thing I want to say is that the opening of this movie is actually pretty good. It's sort of got this sort of mystery plot line going under it where they lead into the explanation of the problem, and then it's well, what are they going to do? How are they going to solve it? And then the bed comes in, and then there's this sort of angle of well, is the bed good or is the bed not good? And you end up really getting attached to the characters. I really liked the main character specifically, who the little nurse girl who the story is focused around. And it's all good up until that point, up until the point where the bed goes berserk. And then it does that thing where all OVAs in the late 80s, early 90s did, where just it has a start and then the rest of the movie is just one long action sequence, just 30, 45 minutes of just pure rampage. And it gets so boring. Is the problem, is the number one problem with Roujin Z. But what I will say is I did appreciate the character designs. They were simplistic, but they were sort of elegant in their simplicity. And I will also say it made good use of colors, and it had nice poppy sort of fluid animation, which I have recently found out it actually won an award for its animation in 1991, which honestly probably deserved. The movie looks great. If I can say anything, it looks great, and the start is pretty good. But it just becomes so completely boring and uninteresting, and I just had to tune it out after a while because there's only so much you can see a fucking bed just abduct a fucking bulldozer and still care about what was happening. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope. Bye-bye.